It's not just about the pandemic. That's the message One Nation is asking voters to take to the polls. The party's WA leader Colin Tincknell rejected the Greens' claims that the election is about the climate, saying it all comes down to jobs and energy. I sat down with Colin to discuss his pitch to young voters. What's your offering for young voters?
Young voters, we've got a lot of things. I think the number one thing is a job. This Labor government has failed young voters. And the other thing is long-term jobs. And the way you do that is by offering small business incentive. We're not talking about the big union businesses or the big miners. We're talking small businesses. Reduce or completely do away with payroll tax. We've been talking about that for 4 years. Everyone else has been, oh, we're not sure, we're not sure. Also do away with stamp duty on most sales now. We have a GST, stamp duty was supposed to go. That will make things cheaper. When you make it cheaper for business, and by reducing some green and red tape, they then can afford to employ more young people.
Greens saying that it's a climate election. If you had to summarise one word to go along with the word election, what will it be?
Oh, I don't know about one word. I'm not into slogans. I mean, I think the big thing for us, it is not a climate election. I think the Bill Shorten election got rid of all of that rubbish. The Australian people said absolute no, and WA and Queensland were the two states that spoke out the loudest about that. So, you know, with Zach now chasing the Green vote with his energy policy and chasing other people, I can understand now that we are the only Conservative party in WA. There'll be a lot of Liberals. I live down in Busselton. There'll be a lot of Liberals that are saying, well, they've given us away. They've just thrown us away and they're not going to look after people, you know, that need jobs.
But Zach Kirkup's claiming that his renewable energy plan is forward-looking and it creates jobs.
Well, that's yet to be proven. What it does do, it puts 700,000 people out of work across Australia if we don't have coal industry. Now, I don't necessarily love coal either. I'm not a fan of the old technologies, but realistically, renewables cannot at this stage look after the major energy needs. We know that because across the world, renewables account for somewhere between 1% and 3% of the world's energy. And the other thing that they must remember is that after the pandemic came out, I remember everyone saying, oh, we've got to get manufacturing going again. We will get manufacturing going again in the next 10 or 20 years under renewables because it doesn't work for manufacturing.